The Canon EOS 5D Mark IV can be found for $19.99 brand new or under $1,000 used. The EOS R, though, can be found for $17.99 new or around $1,200 used. Do you buy now and save, or do you wait for the EOS R5 and R6 announcement? Let's get into it.
Delivering informative capability-based reviews and tutorials on camera gear, filming techniques, and content creation.
Hi, I'm Simon, and this is The Ordinary Filmmaker. Subscribe to get notification of new videos as they come out, and all the links to everything I talk about in this video, including the gear I'm about to discuss, are placed in the description down below. The Canon 5D Mark IV and the EOS R are on sale right now. The 5D Mark IV can be had for $19.99 and the EOS R for $17.99. These are new cameras, not used ones. Both are considerably less than when they were first introduced. The 5D Mark IV was introduced at $34.99, a savings of $1,500. The EOS R was introduced at $22.99. The used market offers even better pricing. The used market, as reported by eBay, has seen the 5D Mark IV price drop below $1,000 on multiple occasions. That's quite a savings. Now the EOS R can be found for as little as $1,200. Now prices will only continue to drop. Sales will get better. Look for better sales and used price drops when the EOS R5 and R6 are announced, and then again when they're available for sale. There is one assumption, and it's a pretty big one. It's that the R5 and R6 will be well received. Now should this happen, or even if just the R5 is well received, we will see an awful lot of EOS R and 5D cameras enter the used market. And there's never been so much interest in a camera like this before, so should they be successful, prices will continue to drop. If you're a photographer, if you already own these bodies and they're more than sufficient for you, or if you're going to be looking at adding more of these to your studio or looking for spares, then yeah, why not? They're still good cameras. They still produce good photos, but the R5 and R6 will be better in almost every way. But if you're satisfied with the capability of these cameras today, resist the hype and save money by picking up someone's well-looked-after 5D Mark IV or EOS R. However, if you're a video-centric user, wait for the R5 and R6 before making any decision. They're expected to be announced very soon on July the 2nd. But before we get into those cameras, I want to go back and take another look at the EOS R and 5D, but we're not going to get into a lot of detail because these are very similar cameras. The EOS R is built around the same 30 megapixel sensor as the 5D Mark IV, and neither camera can do 120 frames per second in 1080, maxing out at 60 frames per second. Dynamic range is not good either, but the EOS R has seen general improvements over the 5D in most areas with the exception of high-speed shooting. The 5D just performs so much better. But the EOS R max buffer is twice as fast. It has a wider autofocus detection than the 5D and has 8-bit 422 output, where the 5D has 10-bit 422 output. Again, that's output through HDMI, it's not internal. The R has an articulating screen with more resolution, and that's terrific, but it has a single card slot. But then again, the 5D outperforms with better battery life. I actually went into detail in this video here with an in-depth look looking at the differences between the 5D and the EOS R. It's one of my older videos, so please forgive the audio and video quality. It's not the greatest, but the content is still very much valid. Now, while the EOS R is a mirrorless version of the 5D, the R6 will beat both of these cameras in most photo and video capabilities. The R6 is capable of 12 frames per second mechanical and 20 frames per second electronic, and has dual SD card slots beating both the 5D and the EOS R. Outside of this, we know very few of the photo capabilities and are left to speculate if dynamic range or low light performance has improved. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. The R6 is limited to 20.1 megapixels, so if you're serious about photography, the R5 would be the better option for you. For video, not so much. I personally don't mind it. But for video, the R5 and R6 offer 120 frames per second in 1080, 60 frames per second in 4K, and it will have in-body image stabilization, the first Canon cameras to have it. Now the R5 goes even further with a 45 megapixel sensor, so this is where it's feeling more like a successor to the 5D. It has 120 frames per second in 4K, and it has 8K video at 30 frames per second. Also, it will be able to shoot 8K RAW, 10-bit 422, with H.265, C-Log, and do all that internally. but it's time for a little bit of a reality check. As much as I think the R5 is going to exceed our expectations when announced, we don't have final specifications just yet. Canon has already stated that the R5 is a 5 series camera, and in my honest opinion, the R5 is the 5D Mark V. It's a mirrorless version of what that camera would be. Canon Australia referred to the R5 as the King, boldly saying, "The King is back." The R5 will be much more capable than either the 5D or the EOS R, so if you aren't happy with the current Canon capabilities, wait for the R5 and R6 announcement, and we'll know its full capabilities. You might also want to wait for this announcement, because if they do exceed expectations, and you're looking for a 5D or EOS R, those prices will also be much less. And think of it this way, the R5, the way it's shaping up right now, is 2 generations ahead of the 5D Mark IV and EOS R. I just hope it has decent battery life. What do you think? Is either the 5D or the EOS R sufficient for you right now? Are you looking to get a good deal on one? Or are you waiting for great deals as the market flocks to the R5 and R6? Let me know in the comments section down below. That's it for now, guys. I hope you had a great weekend. Thanks for watching The Ordinary Filmmaker, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you for watching The Ordinary Filmmaker. All equipment used and notes are placed in the description box, show more box, or down arrow thingy next to the title on the mobile app.